Hello, thanks for joining me for another video. Today's going to be an extra video after my shave. I got a comment from a viewer, Paul, and Paul is from my region, and he recently picked up a 1924 Eveready shovelhead, and he was curious on how it compared to the Gem push button. I'll talk about that first. First off, the 1924 is more aggressive and it has a different shaving angle. Most Gem razors are ride the cap. In fact, this is a Micromatic, and you know, they said the guiding eye, ride the cap. The shovelhead, you got to lift up a little bit, and you'll know the shave angle when you shave with it. Also, it is a very loud razor. The blade, how it's held in there, you'll hear it. It sings when you're shaving with it. Some people like that. To be honest with you, this isn't one of my favorite razors. There are a couple variations on this razor. This is a travel one. You can see the gold case, gold-plated case. This one has a cast female end. Some of them are stamped, and they have a different handle. But this is a travel version. Yeah. The other thing is the top cap tends to collect, come on, focus, the top cap tends to collect water in here, so when I'm done shaving with mine, I take it and I shake it out, or I will take it like this and I will hold it and shake it out like this. Another thing to be aware of is never just go like this, or your top cap smacks into your handle and puts a scratch in the finish. Now, the most important thing about this razor, and it took me a while to learn this, and I went through months and months and months of trying to get this one of these razors to work for me. And the problem was the Gem blades, the modern ones. These modern blades, these are Gem Blue Star blades. They are designed for later razors like this Micromatic that has cutouts and has a center cutout, and it has that tab you see up there, and it was an arrangement meant to more securely hold the blade. But these earlier razors, including this Damascene, were designed for these carbon blades that are thicker. The spine and the thickness of the blade themselves were thicker. This is a Damascene blade, and I mean, it doesn't take a genius to see how much, you know, the difference between the two. You can see thickness and the spine. This is aluminum, this is steel. And even the Eveready blades of the era where even the spine was thicker, and this is a radio steel blade. Let me get it to focus. It's rusty, I know. And there was no cutouts. And inside this razor, there are blade guides that go, come on, focus. I know I've got the light on because it's so you guys can see every little detail. The blade stops are in the front, and then the blade guides are in the back. Now, if you just load a normal Gem blade, some people get away with it, some people don't. Me, with this example, it is a no-no. And in fact, this one, I got a nasty cut. I never posted it up when I got this because I was kind of embarrassed. I should have, yeah. You can see it's not on the stops right. Let me try flipping it over. Yeah, see, it's just not holding, and the problem is because of them cutouts. The blade isn't guided right. So what do? I learned this from Jim Rowe on YouTube. He's also known as Jara on Toast, and I think he's active on other forums. He uses Scotch tape. I just use electrical tape because it's what I had at hand. But you put pieces of tape to mimic the old style blades. And in fact, I will post a link to his video with a shave with his gold-plated one. And as you can see, it is not moving on the stops. So yeah, that is something you have to do. Another problem is mine was the spring was messed up in the back. I fixed it, but I can't recommend that for everybody, because if you mess up that spring, this razor is junk. The only thing good on it is the handle after that. So no, to recap for Paul: aggression, shave angle, and you have to take a gem blade and put tape over the side cutouts to make it so it sits in the razor properly. And that is also the same for these 1914s that predate it. This one has the cutouts like the 1924. This is the mid-production. And for this razor, I would have to do the same thing. You can see, blade's loaded. One of my favorites, ride the cap. This thing is awesome. Now, my previous example, you can see the blade guides actually are on a spring arrangement, and they have downward tension, which is cool. So I don't even have to use that with this particular one. I can just, because it's tensioning on the bottom, and if I get it just right, yeah, you can see it's good. This one has a messed up handle, or the threads are messed up here. So yep, that's yeah, it holds it real good. So remember, they were designed for these kind of blades, so you got to do modifications. All right, I hope this helped you, Paul. Yeah, let me know how you make out with your shovel head when you do a shave with it. And so yeah, for the rest of you guys, if you have any comments or questions, also I'd like to add the as you know, most of you, if you're in the know, you already know that 1912 doesn't have any issues with normal blades. And in fact, here's a treat blade from the era. Yep, thicker spine, but uses modern blades, no issue. So, all right. Comments or questions, put them down below. You can always email me at cdnvt@802@gmail.com. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Have a happy Sunday, and your week's good till I see you next Sunday. Going to put on some beard growth. So you guys take care out there, and happy shaves.